That's right. For more on National Donate Life Month and the transplant services at Intermountain Medical Center, I'm joined by Dr. Richard Gilroy. And yes, by the end of this newscast, there will be 6 people added to the donor list.
There will be, and unfortunately, there'll be 2 people who are on that list who will die.
So obviously a great need here in Utah to become a donor because there's so many recipients out there.
One of the big things is for people to discuss donation and the value to it. Every donor can potentially save up to 8 lives, and anyone can be a donor. Donors are only those people who unfortunately are faced with a terrible circumstance of dying, and that people then have discussions. What we want to do is save as many lives as we can.
And the simplest way to start the conversation is to take out your driver's license and to make sure you check that box.
Correct, and in some states like Montana, it's already there for you. Here...
So you have to elect off of it.
Elect off, and here what we need to do is just simply to elect to be on.
So what would you like to tell people about becoming a donor and how important it is?
So it could be the personal story of saying that I walk into work every day and I realize that I'm going to meet people who aren't going to make it because there's not enough donors. But when we look at it from a level of the community, the opportunity we have is that if we identify every donor, we potentially can identify a way to prevent anyone from dying on the wait list. But right now, about 30% of people who will be added will never get their opportunity to stay alive and restore a normal life.
Can you explain to folks what it's like when donors receive that, recipients receive their donors, whatever it is, their organ, it could be tissue, it could be eyes. I've met so many folks, and to be able to give the gift of life.
The first thing, so there's 2 sides to it. Families want to hear, who have had donor organs, they want to hear that their family has lived on, their family member. But when you listen to the recipients, usually it's shock, it's awe, and then afterwards, actually, I've had many patients who've cried because they understand how fortunate they were and other people's aren't. But what they do is they return to a normal life, and I think about individuals in the last 6 months. I've got one person who was transplanted with a liver who certainly would have died in the next 12 months, in my opinion, who's now back in Korea doing what he does. He's strongly associated with the LDS Church, he's strongly associated with the community in Korea, and he's strongly associated here. So
they give back to the community better and stronger than ever. And I want to point out the biggest donations they need are kidneys.
No, it's not. I mean, all organs. Kidneys is the most common. And kidney can be living donor. So a relative can donate a kidney because you can live with one, and you can live just as well with one as you can with 2. And so some people do that when family members need a kidney transplant. And I would say that that's the best way to transplant people who get end-stage kidney disease is living donor transplant.
Excellent. For more information, you can go to intermountainmedicalcenter.com. We'll have all of that information on our website at goodforutah.com. Thank you so much for bringing us and bringing more awareness to such a great need here in Utah.
Thank you.
Glenn, to you.